Hey people, so we're actually going to have a bit of a chit chat today about hive beetles that we discovered in the beehives just a couple of days ago, and it's actually something that we need to kind of take care of fairly quickly because they can cause issues stressing out the bees and also making them prone to swarm and actually leaving the hives altogether. So what are they and what do they do? They are small little winged black beetles which infest the hives and lay larvae in the cells, and the beetles themselves actually will feed on the brood and the honey, and then to add insult to injury they actually will shit in the cells and on the honey, fermenting it and making it inedible to both the bees and to us actually. So the thing I love about beekeeping is everybody has like a really kind of unique way of dealing with various kind of issues, and I've actually decided to kind of take a two-pronged approach on kind of dealing with what we have at the moment. So the first one is actually going to be I don't know if you remember these, but a DVD case from back in the 80s, and we're actually going to fill it with boric acid mixed with honey and lard, and actually black out the CD case because the beetles like dark areas to kind of go into, because the bees kind of corral them into the back of the hives, and then hopefully the beetles will actually eat the acid and that will actually make them perish. And then also the second one is something called a beetle buster, which is actually a trough which goes in between the frames on the top of the frames, and then we fill it with apple vinegar and a little bit of vegetable oil, and then the beetles should hopefully fall into that trap and end up drowning. So without any further ado, we're going to light up the smoker, open up the hives, and see what we can kind of take care of here. We are about to install 2 kinds of traps to get rid of these damn hive beetles. We're going to be putting in the apple cider vinegar with oil, and we're also going to be doing the borax acid in the CD jewel cases. So we're going to open them up now and we'll show you how it's done. So we're moving all the frames to one side and pulling out the empty frames so that we can actually get the CD case into the bottom of the hive. We don't want to really kind of disturb the bees too much. Here we have something from the 80s, a CD case. So pretty difficult to find nowadays, but I did have 1 or 2 lying around, and as you can see I've blacked it out because the bugs actually like to be in dark places, so I've put some black kind of electrical tape on it, and then inside is actually the boric acid, the lard and the honey mixed together, and then the beetles will actually crawl into the 2 little kind of like holes at the bottom and eat the boric acid, and hopefully that will kill a few of them off. So this one is going to go in at the very bottom. And at the back, you want to have a look. So the bees, when they find the beetles, will actually kind of corral them or herd them to the back of the hive, and so hopefully that's where the best place is to actually place the CD case, and they'll hopefully go in there and snack on the poison. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly inspect just a couple of the frames just to see if there are any beetles, and actually you can see a beetle at the bottom here right now. Right at the bottom there. It's funny, I've actually just put the CDs in and saw 2 bees corralling 2 beetles at the very back of it, and already the beetles have actually gone into the trap. So we know that the beetles are actually going to go into the trap, and the bees are going to kind of corral them towards it. So I'll have a quick look. So this is a really nice frame of brood, which should be hatching hopefully within the next kind of 5 or 6 days. And as you can see, there's actually a beetle on the very bottom here with the bees trying to kind of corral it. So hopefully that beetle will end up in the CD case or on the trap that we're just about to put on top. So the second treatment we're going to do is using the beetle blaster. So this is the plastic trough which is going to hold the apple cider vinegar and a little bit of oil, and hopefully the beetles will actually fall into this. Doesn't hurt the bees at all, and the beetles themselves will end up drowning. So we're going to just place this here. Come on, ladies, out of the way. And then it's just a very, very small amount of vegetable oil. And there you have it. That's a hive with 2 treatments to hopefully start to mitigate some of the problems that we have with the hive beetles at the moment. What we'll do is we'll come back in, I don't know, say 3 or 4 days and have a look at the traps, see if they're working, and hopefully they will be, and if not, we might have to switch to maybe a different technique.